Why does it not feel like a Wednesday?
It doesn't.
It feels like a random day.
Either way, it's hump day. And we're
day.
thankfully we are halfway through this week.
Yeah, oh my gosh. We've been doing lots of fun and exciting things around here at Makers Gonna Learn.
We have, when I say nose to the grindstone, it's like we walk in our office, we all pop our headphones in, and we're like this in our computer all day. I'm not kidding.
And really, we're just trying to make sure that everything is ready to go with a bow on top for our huge announcement on Sunday. Yeah, so if you guys have not been here this week or heard at all, Tanner is making a huge announcement. I would venture to say one of the biggest announcements we've made in the last probably 3 years.
Yes.
And you all are going to want to be there for that. We are hosting a masterclass. Tanner's hosting a masterclass, and we're going to be talking about the 5 shifts that you all need to make to sell your crafts, as well as making that big announcement.
And one thing, let's, first of all, and this is speaking to everyone here, not just people that want to sell their crafts, because I know we have some friends, and I've seen comments and I've seen people say, is this just about selling? If it is, it's not for me, blah, 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 blah. Listen, I get it. Mm-hmm. I get it. But here's the thing. What we're going to be teaching you and where we are, I guess, where I'm going with this is, we're not trying to take you away from crafting at all. We're actually trying to help you have more time to actually craft what you want to for yourself and not feel so guilty spending so much money on your craft supplies.
I mean, yeah.
And not only that, maybe you don't want to have the guilt of, oh, well, I just want to buy this craft supply and I want to buy that craft supply. Maybe you're in the boat where you're like, I would really love some help on groceries. I don't know about y'all, but I loathe going to the grocery store, especially here recently.
It's expensive.
Every single time I go, it's $250 or more.
Just to get
honestly,
some things.
$250 is on the low end of things.
Yeah, y'all, I used to have a $120 grocery budget in 2018.
$120 is going to buy you a pack of toilet paper and some milk and bread?
You are serious though. That is for real right there. I mean, that's what we wanted to talk about today. We want to talk about how you can make money and still craft all of the things that you love without the pressure. And so we're just going to dive into that today. We are going to be chatting with you guys back and forth. I want y'all to talk to us, ask us as many questions as you want. Please. If you've got any questions, we would love to answer those. But yeah, that's what we're going to be covering today. So make sure we're just talking about the masterclass that's happening on Sunday. If you can't be there Sunday, there is a replay, but there's also 2 other available dates next week. So if you click on the link in the chat box, it should also be at the big top of the description in today's video. You can get there through those links as well.
Yes. Now we did have a friend, Sherry, asks, what does it cost to join Makers Gonna Learn? If you do want to join our Makers Gonna Learn membership, what that membership is going to do is it's going to give you access to curriculum that teaches you how to use your Cricut. Mm-hmm. And not only does it give you access to that curriculum, it also gives you access to 16,000 plus cut files, thousands of fonts that you can use with your die cutting machine. You do get licensing, commercial use licensing with all of that if you are a member. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have Sadie drop you a link for a $1 deal if you want to check us out for $1. Sadie will drop that link. What that's gonna do, that's gonna give you access to our membership for 7 days. You're gonna get unlimited access. You will get 20 download credits. You're also going to be able to look around the website if that's what you're looking for, Sherry. And then from there, if you want to upgrade to monthly or yearly, by all means, please do so. But that $1 deal is going to give you access to look around. But if you're wanting to really learn how to make money without a huge investment.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like investment is kind of minimal.
Very minimal.
Come Sunday.
Yeah.
Just show up on Sunday.
And we've just been kind of beating around the bush for 2 weeks now. So I think a lot of you all kind of gathered what we're going to be talking about and stuff during these master classes. But if you haven't, we're going to talk about it today. And Jennifer made a really good comment. Jennifer, you're one of our regulars. I see you, girl. I see you. She said, I kind of prefer designing things versus making lately, or it's more I only have time to design it and no supplies to make it at the time, and then forget about it for a while. Listen, I'm going to teach y'all how to sit it, forget it, and make that money.
Yes. And that's one of the things, and I literally told Alicia, I was like, I'm going to find a way to plug this in at this live, because that really goes along with what I felt, what I have been feeling the last few days. I had a really big order. Honestly, y'all, it wasn't anything. I don't put myself out there. It's just my friends and family.
They know
what I can do. So, like, I have a friend that's putting on an event. She contracted me to do.
She has for the last 3 years.
She has for the last 3 years. I have also not been crafting a lot here recently. We have been nose to the grindstone with something else. I literally wanted to take my Cricut and I wanted to throw it out the window. I'm not kidding. I wanted to toss it. Not say I still love my Cricut. It still does everything that I need to, but it did frustrate me. And I'm like, yes, the designing part is what brings me joy. Like, let me just design it for you and let's send it to somebody else to make it.
Yeah.
But I do want to make sure that we address, because Carol also said, so are you saying essentially you are not replacing the current MGL offerings but adding to the platform? That is correct. You are correct in that we are not taking anything away from MGL. Maker's Gonna Learn is going to stay Maker's Gonna Learn. It's going to even become better over time. We'll never take anything away from Maker's Gonna Learn. We're just adding to things, all this as something that was kind of like a lot of people are catching on to it and wanting to learn and know how to do it, and they have the knowledge, but they don't have the knowledge as to how to turn it into a profit. So that's what we're doing. We'll never take away from MGL. MGL is our baby. It is our pride and joy. We will only add value to Maker's Gonna Learn.
Exactly. And
only ever add value to Maker's Gonna Learn.
Jerry made a really good comment, and this is, after I say this, I'm gonna get started because this is the perfect segue into what we're gonna be talking about today. Jerry Mack, I love both, as in crafting and designing, but the amount of time kind of cuts the profits. So let's just get into it.
Let's just go.
We're gonna get into it. Now, y'all ask questions. Linda, what is the money sign for Sunday? It's free.
You can show up. Sunday is free.
Okay, we've got a little thing popping up here. Let me get that to go away, and then we'll get back onto our share screen. Okay, let's go ahead and pop onto the share screen. So we're going to be talking about making money while you craft. Okay, we want to make money while we're doing the things we love. Fill in craft with vacationing, sleeping, making sourdough bread. I don't know. Literally whatever, y'all. Since we have started working on our big program thing that we're going to be...
Program thing, whatever you want to call it.
Since we've started, you guys know we've been talking about... We can go back to camera one, sorry. I'm chit-chatting. I have been selling my own digital files, for example. I've been selling a bunch of stuff. But I get notifications on my phone literally while I'm sleeping. I'll like wake up and I'll have a notification on my phone. I'm like, it's 3 a.m. and it's like, Etsy seller app, you have a notification, you've made a sale. And so that's what, it's just something I sold on Etsy lots of times, selling physical products, but selling digitally has just opened up a whole new world for me. And we talked about this in the members only masterclass last week. I got a payout from Etsy, and it literally paid for a week's worth of daycare for one of my daughters. And I'm like, that's huge. That's life-changing for some people.
And you did it. It's kind of like set it and forget it.
Yeah, it's like something. I mean, I have 5 files in my digital file shop, and only 3 of them have even made sales. So I'm technically making an income off of 3 files that I designed. So let's go back to share screen. I just wanted to kind of share that. I think that a lot of us, whenever we are making crafts for so many years, I know lots of us have crafted since we were old enough to hold a crayon and scissors in our hand. I know I have personally, But I think there's times where we go through crafting and we start to feel stagnant and we start to feel uninspired. And that's why this weekend, Tanner is going to help you all make the shift that you've been wanting to see. If you have been like on the fence about selling your crafts, if you've been making crafts but they're not selling anymore and you're just like uninspired, we're going to talk about how you can make that first sale, make your next sale, or pivot that craft journey from breaking even to creating a profit. And I think a lot of times we're like, oh, I just sell my stuff just to pay for my supplies, which Lauren kind of touched on at the beginning of the show. And I think that it's just important to know that you don't have to just break even. Like, you can be making money in the meantime. And so,
and not even spending a lot of extra time.
Yeah.
I mean, you are going to have to spend time on this. Let's talk.
Right.
We know that.
Like, you're going to have, what I always say is, time is money, obviously. If you want to make money, you've got to put in the time. But I think it's more so putting it in initially, putting in that time initially up front, and just in like, no, it's more of like an investment. So you're investing some time to make a profit down the road. And so initially, whenever you're getting things set up, obviously it's going to take a little bit more time than it would if you just sat down and made something and sold it.
Right.
Versus what we're talking about here. So you're always going to have to invest a little bit of time. You're going to have, that's just a part of it. So anyways, let's go to the next slide. This is what I was just talking about. What would it look like for you to make an extra $200 plus every month? What's that going to look like for you? Is that going to pay your grocery bill? Is it going to pay your electric bill? Is it going to pay for your daycare? I mean, I want you guys in the comments, if you had $200, just $200, what would that pay for you guys this month?
Yeah.
Because I think $200 may not sound like a lot to some of you. It may sound like a lot to some of us. And if you really think about it, $200, it just seems like like one bill is $200, you know, but that's one bill less that you have to figure out how you're going to pay. And it's just coming in, like, you're not doing anything to get to that amount of money. Therapist appointment, that's a good one.
Hot girls go to therapy.
Hot girls go to therapy. We're gonna get fired for saying that. Daycare, coffee money always is
always
good.
Medicine,
meds, of course, credit card payment, gas, the cost of supplies. So a lot of you all just want to pay for the cost of your supplies, and like, touche, you know what I mean? Groceries, help your daughter. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. It's life changing. It truly is. And even my husband's been like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Like, that you're not doing anything. Like, it just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about a couple other things. We'll go back up to the share screen. So, you know, around here, a lot of times we are talking about craft fairs and creating physical products. And like, we love that. I am a maker through and through. I love to make things. I love to sell them. But passive income, when I say passive income, I mean selling things online digitally that you are just creating and then it's selling over and over and over again by itself. That is going to make you more money than taking the time to set up a craft fair, search out a craft fair. If you are looking for a craft fair you want to go to, you're depending on the other people to market it for you. Yeah. Like we have one around here and she does really good. She's like, no, Knox Market.
Oh yeah.
She does so good at marketing. And so people trust her brand. But if you didn't know that and you were like just getting into setting up at craft fairs, you've got to vet all of these people that host craft fairs. Like, are they going to market your stuff for you? Are they going to have a good turnout? Like, you don't know. You've got to make sure the location is good. You've got to make sure people you know are going to show up and shop at your booth. Like, you're going to create all this inventory and just cross your fingers that you're going to make a sale. And like, you don't know. Right. You don't know. You don't know how much inventory to bring. If you've done a few, like maybe you have an idea, but a different location that you're not used to, like there's just so many variations that go into selling physical products at a craft fair. And selling digitally, you don't have to lean on other people as much. You're going to be leaning more on whatever marketplace that you choose to sell your items, like Etsy or Amazon or things like that.
And honestly, I feel like you are a great example of this because you have been doing both here recently. We were you were selling digitally.
Yes.
But also you had craft fairs that you went to.
Yes. And y'all.
And it was, you sold more, correct me if I'm wrong, you still sold more digitally than you did at a craft fair where you were physically there talking to people.
Yes, I made exponentially more. Karen says the problem with craft fairs is you make things that seem to be trending, but nobody in the local area wants those items. That's a good point, Karen.
That's a really, really good point, because depending on what area you're in, certain people will purchase certain things.
Right.
In our area, I feel like the majority of people are still leaning toward those bleached out sublimation shirts.
Yes.
Although that's not trending necessarily as a whole.
Yeah.
I feel like that is still what people in our area, but it may not be what people in your area purchase.
Exactly.
And it's hard to gauge that. So like when you are creating trendy items that more of the masses are gonna buy,
that's the sweet spot.
When you're online, you open yourself up to millions of buyers.
And you find your people.
You find your people.
You know. So what we're really going to be talking about today is making money online is the best way to make a profit with your crafts in 2024. Is it the only way? No. Is it the best way for the majority of people? Yes. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe it isn't. But I'm here to tell you, I've been trying to make and sell my crafts for many, many years. And while I have sold, I don't know, hundreds, thousands, I've sold a lot of crafts. I've had lots of craft businesses.
What?
Did one of our mics go out? Mine went out. Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay, sorry. My mic fell in my shirt. I have sold tons and tons of
thousands of dollars worth of stuff.
And I think
across the board with all crafting.
I've had a car trash bag business. I've had a sign business. I've had a sweatshirt business. Like, there's just so many things. And while I love making stuff, and I will always love it, and I will continue to make things, I know for my family right now and the stage of life that I'm in, making things digitally has been such a game changer for me, because I can create things when I'm feeling inspired, post them, and then the marketplace does the work for me. Okay, so you are putting in, like I said earlier, you're putting in a little bit of that work up front, and then Etsy, Amazon, Shopify, etc., they're doing all of the work for you. They're bringing in your traffic. They're not posting your stuff on social media, but people are coming to them because they're looking for your items. They're looking for your
specific design,
spooky Halloween, I don't know, whatever your niche is, they're looking for that on marketplaces like Etsy and things. So that's the beauty in it, honestly. So we'll go back to share screen. Now this is kind of what I have narrowed it down to when it comes to creating digital products or digital files. Honestly, if you sat down and committed 30 full minutes to a full hour a day to design and create, even just brainstorming, if you did like 30 minutes of brainstorming on Mondays. What were we saying earlier?
I was saying what I think is the best process, and it's one of those things you can, if you block out time, let's say you're busy. This doesn't mean you have to do 30 minutes to an hour every single day, but if you block out, if you want to do it in 4-hour increments, or you want to do it in longer increments,
like on one day, like if you have one evening, you want to do like a 4-hour evening or something like that.
But what I would do is block out my time. I would block out 30 to 45 minutes to design everything that I want to design. So I'm in my design brain, I'm creating everything, I'm designing.
Right.
Then I would block out my next 30 to 45 minutes creating all of my listing images, all of that stuff. Then I would switch my brain again and go into a little bit more of an analytical brain. As a creative, it's a little harder to go into your analytical brain, but like creating your sales copy and your tags and your titles and all of that, and then finally spend the last 30 minutes or an hour listing everything. So you list multiple items at a time, and you're not spending one day going through the process of creating, listing images, tags, titles, list it. One product.
Yes.
You're like, you can set it up where you do all of the heavy lifting throughout the week, and you have a drop on Friday where you release it all.
Yeah. And everyone will have a different plan. Like everybody, that may be your setup, or maybe you have a different setup that works better for you. And that's totally fine. We want to help you find what's going to work for you. And that's why if you all are at this class on Sunday, it's going to be so helpful. It's free to be there, but I think that you all are going to want to hear what Tanner has to say, because he's just so good at helping you shift your mindset about things and your abilities. I think a lot of times we doubt ourselves. I see you all in the comments. You're like, but I'm not good enough, but I can't do it. I don't have the time for this. You do though. If you want to, you will. What do they say? If they wanted to, they would. If you want to, you will. If you want to make extra income for your family, then you will figure out a way to do it.
Cassie says, as someone with ADHD, switching brains is the hardest. Girl, I'm not diagnosed with ADHD. I don't even know that I have it, but even if I have a normal brain, it's hard for me to switch them.
Yeah,
when I get in that mindset, I'm just all I want to do is design. And then oh, okay, I'm done designing. I gotta go do this now.
Yeah.
And I love blocking things out.
Me
and then
too.
Donna also says, fairly certain, Donna, first of all.
Oh, I saw Donna's comment.
Donna, you have a talent.
Yeah, Donna.
But I will say, practice makes perfect.
And I'll also say that we are not, if you don't feel like you don't trust your design self right now, one, I'm going to give you guys some options. If you feel like you can't design the way that maybe we design. For example, we have design courses. We've got videos for free on the channel that you can use. We have master classes in the membership if you're already a member. Take some time, set some time aside to practice. But also, if you're an MGL member, you've got a library.
You have pre-made, a lot of things pre-made.
Yeah.
Listen, Iris, and I've already seen people saying I don't have the talent. You do. I know you do. I know you have the talent.
You have some creative ability if you're here.
You're here. You're a creative. You have talent. It is just, I will say this, it does take practice. Learning how to design, because you think, oh, well, this will look good, and then you put it on there and you're like, this looks like crap. I was literally just talking to Alicia earlier. I was trying to design something and I was like, something about this ain't right.
Yes.
Something's not working. And sometimes when I feel like that, what you all see on here when we design very quickly, y'all, it has taken us time, but we also get in our funks.
Yes.
Sometimes I just have to walk away from it. If I spend more than 30 plus minutes on a design, do you want to know what I'm doing? I'm walking away and I'm going to come back to it later. 30 plus minutes.
Sleep on it. I'm a sleep on it type of gal.
Amen.
I'll be like, I'll come back to it tomorrow and see how I feel. And that all plays into our mindset. And I think if we go back to share screen, I think as creatives, switching on your creative mindset versus your logistical mindset can be really hard and honestly not very fun. And that's what Lauren was talking about, delegating different tasks to different days. So you're kind of more in your creative mindset on the days that you want to be, and then the days that you don't necessarily feel like you need to flex your creative muscle, you can be working on other things like listing your products and things like that.
Looking at SEO, making sure all your analytics on the back end, just because I even saw one of our friends, let me find it. Oh, Rochelle said, I'm super analytical. Getting creative is what takes time for me. Maybe yours is you spend more time researching the back end of everything in your analytics, and
which is very helpful. I wish I was more like that. Honestly, I do, because research is one of the number one things that you need to know when you're working with digital products, because the market is so saturated and things like that. Dottie has made a comment that I have to read. If y'all know Dottie, you've been around for a while. Dottie says she has 3 designs listed on Etsy, 3, and has made $50 selling these. Oh, what are you selling them for, Dottie? Like $4.99, $5? I'm selling my files for $5 right now. That's like the high end. There's a lot of files online, but listen, value perception.
Yep.
So anyways, I think that's really impressive. I'm really curious to know what you're selling those for, Dottie, because Dottie has some really good designs. And Dottie, sells physical products. So she's diving into the digital world as well and selling physical products. So like I said, you can have the best of both worlds. And we talk about our different paths on to both worlds.
Anyway.
Okay, hashtag Hannah Montana.
Hashtag.
We talk about the different paths in our roadmap. We've got the hybrid path, the digital path, and the physical path. Those are the 3 different paths that you all are going to be able to kind of take. And I think if you're in this masterclass on Sunday, you're going to be able to differentiate like where you need to go. Like we're going to be talking about making that shift to make your next sale. And it's going to give you a lot of clarity on which direction you need to go next.
So we're not completely, let's just be clear, we're not completely cutting out physical.
No.
If you still want to do physical, and that is where your heart lies, is in creating physical stuff to sell, but you want to bring in extra stuff, we're just teaching you, we have different paths that you can take. And we give you detailed action plans for each path that you can take. So if you are still, if in your heart, you're a physical craft person, stay with that path. Like there is absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Right.
But open yourself up to the possibility of other options as well.
Exactly. So let's talk about it. If you all went and saw Tanner's Live on Monday, he asked a very similar question, but I was curious. Me and Lauren were like, let's see. I want to know what you guys are shopping for online. Just
Period.
anything. It could be literally anything. What are you guys looking for online? What do you have in your Amazon cart right now? What things are you browsing for on Etsy? Leave a comment right now and let me know what you're looking for online. What are you shopping for? Because for me, it's Halloween sweatshirts. That's me. I'm looking for a Halloween sweatshirt right now, Halloween things, and we are September 11th. So in my brain, I'm like, all the Halloween stuff should be online already.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm looking for. Showing up my craft habit and art supplies.
Yeah.
Okay, let's answer a couple questions. While you guys are dropping comments on what you're looking for, we've got a couple questions.
So I want to address what Kelly said. Kelly said, I worry about copyright issues. Things that you don't think should be copywritten, like boy mom, makes me anxious. Listen, the thing about copywritten stuff is stuff like that, for some reason, I'm going to call them hoodlums out here. Copyright the most random stuff. And actually,
just so they can make money.
Boy mom is not copywritten. It's hashtag boy mom together. But like, why and how would anybody, like, whatever. If you want to spend the time to come after me and send me a cease and desist, fine. Whatever. Do it.
Do it.
Come at me, bro.
That's hilarious.
Come at me, bro. Now, Disney stuff, clearly we know it's copywritten.
Yeah,
we're not touching
that's a line
that.
you don't want to cross.
That's a line I don't cross. That's a
Yeah.
line a lot of people will cross. That's a line I won't cross. But as far as like words that I use in the everyday English language, boy mom, if you want to come at me with a cease and desist, come at me, bro.
Come back.
I don't know what else to say. Like
Put it on a shirt. Put that on a shirt. Make that your first shirt. So, okay, we're getting lots of answers. We've got PNGs and SVGs. My microphone keeps messing up. I'm so sorry. PNGs, SVGs, shirts, Halloween, anything. I saw some more tumblers up at the top, home decor, different things like that. Okay, so those are, let's go to share screen. Those are things that obviously you could make yourself, but I want to ask the question, the things that you are shopping for yourself, are you selling those items? If yes, drop a comment. If you said no, this is the perfect sign that you need to make a shift in what you're selling. If you are not selling the things that you would buy, then you need to change what you're selling. If you're selling, I'm trying to think of like painted canvases. Like, are you guys shopping for painted canvases? Are you selling tumblers and you're shopping for tumblers? Then you're doing good. You're doing good. You're on the right path. But if you're selling things that you wouldn't necessarily buy, what makes you think that somebody else is going to want to buy it? I mean, and that's just what it is. I think that a lot of times we get hung up on, I love making this. I love making busted canvases. I love making cardstock purses, like whatever it is, you can make 1,000, make as many as you want, gift them to your friends. But that doesn't need to be what you're selling. You need to be selling things that people are buying. And right now, that's t-shirts, that's tumblers, that's mugs, that's tapestries. I mean, the phone cases, license plates. I mean, the opportunities are endless, okay? Someone said, I'm so lost on how to even start to make a video on YouTube, let alone start an Etsy shop account. Computer illiterate, I would need someone to help me one-on-one. Okay, let's just break this apart. First of all, making YouTube videos, that's like not in our realm.
That's way
worry
over,
about that later.
That's way over there.
Yeah, worry about that later. Okay, can you scroll back up, Sadie? Okay, here we go. Starting an Etsy shop. Listen, if you need help opening an Etsy shop or just getting on Etsy, I just want to encourage you guys, if you're wanting to start an Etsy shop, go to Etsy.com, hit sign up, and create your account. Just go follow the steps. That's the beauty of Etsy. It will take you step by step. It's so streamlined now because so many people sell on Etsy. They have broken it down for you into the most easiest steps. If it's been a while since you've been on there, get back on, check it out. But another thing is something that we offer a lot of times in our programs is coaching calls. So that is something that you all are going to want to hear about on Sunday. Obviously, I'm not going to be telling you too much, but
I will tell you this. I'm not afraid to tell you.
Tell us.
Whatever we announce on Sunday, I can guarantee you that you're going to be getting 3 coaching calls a month.
Yep.
3.
Yep.
Almost one every single week.
That's a lot of like assistance.
Yeah.
And even if you're not getting one-on-one like direct help, a lot of times you'll hear Tanner say this, it's good to just be at these calls because you're gonna hear other people asking questions maybe you didn't want to ask, maybe you didn't think to ask about, and you're gonna get answers for things that you didn't even know you had questions about. So the calls are so helpful. We'll get more into Etsy fees and all of that later, but we're gonna keep on trucking. There's a lot of things. We could make a whole video on Etsy and fees, and we could make a whole course on it. But speaking of Etsy, I want to talk about where you're selling your items. So we've talked about what you're selling. Let's address where you're selling your items. Now, I'm gonna say this with like love in my heart, all the love in my heart, honestly, because I do this. I text my mom firstly and tell her I'm selling stuff. If I'm selling anything, the first person I'm texting is my mom or my sisters, and I'm like, hey, I'm selling this. You guys want to buy some? Like, I'm about to do a pre-order. Y'all want to buy some? Or I'm selling to like other family members. I'm selling to church group. I'm selling to my friends.
But the problem with that, can I interject?
Yeah, you're probably just going to say what I was about to say, so say it.
The problem with that I have found is I'm like, and don't get me wrong, my sisters and my family are my biggest cheerleaders, but at the same time, they're like, am I going to pay the full amount?
Oh, yeah.
You want me to pay the full amount?
Do I get the family discount? Y'all got that one before?
Can you just make it for me?
Yes.
I scratch your back, you scratch mine?
Yeah, except.
And I'm like,
I'll scratch your back, and when are you going to scratch my back?
When are you going to scratch my back?
That's hilarious.
So that is the problem. That's the issue that I have ran into. I do think that they are a great sounding board, and they are a great place to get your feet wet, and like, when they see what you're making and they're like, oh my gosh, I want that, they're going to be more willing to like pay you full price.
Right.
But I have, and this is me personally. It's especially, and I love them to death, but my sisters are like, hey, can you make this for me? Hey, can you make this for me? Hey, can you make this for me? I'm like, yeah, but like, it's gonna sound okay, cool.
Cool, you know? Yes. And I think that's such a good point. And like, not only that, but just even someone made the comment earlier, like people where I'm from, like they don't really necessarily appreciate the things that I want to sell and things like that. And that's why selling your items online is so beneficial, because when you're selling on places like Etsy, I like to think of it like you are a kiosk in a mall. So you've got this big mall. Everybody knows the mall is there, okay? There's one mall in this tiny town. Everybody knows the mall's there, okay? They're going to the mall. They're all coming to the mall. They want to see what the mall has. You're there. You're located in the mall where all the people are coming, and they're going to come and see your stuff, and the mall is bringing in traffic, not your little kiosk. Your little kiosk isn't bringing in the traffic. The mall is. They're the ones who are bringing all that traffic in. So Etsy, Amazon, they have your customer base. Everybody that you need to sell to is already looking for your items in that marketplace. You just need to show up with your stuff ready to sell, with high quality listings, all the things, and be ready to make sales. So that's why we say where you sell matters. You can sell stuff locally. Like, I've always sold my crafts locally. I hate shipping. I hate going to the post office. I loathe the post office. I don't know why. I just don't ever understand what's going on. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I know some of y'all can relate to that, but that's why I just think that selling digitally is so much easier. You don't got to deal with any type of that logistical stuff. So where you sell matters. Do not forget that. There are many different places that you all can sell. Etsy's the biggest one. You can sell handmade items on eBay, Amazon, Shopify. I think that Etsy really is one of the better ones, just because it is made for handmade items, which is what you're creating these digital pieces, these digital files. And I think that Etsy is really the place where people go to look for stuff like that. Shopify is good if you have a following of some sort already. Because it's just basically like a freestanding website. Like if you have an established business and you're wanting to sell merch, but you want to sell like your own shirts or something, you can create your own Shopify shop and sell shirts that way. And then there's also eBay and Amazon, but they take a little bit more workage, takes a little bit more time to figure those out. Yeah. So did you guys know this? There are data-backed resources to find out what is trending on the marketplaces like these to find your target audiences. So this is not you just walking through the Hobby Lobby being like, oh, I guess sunflowers are trending. Oh, I guess farmhouse is still trending. Oh, that's not what this is. Whenever you're selling digital products, you have to know what is trending everywhere, okay? Not in little old East Tennessee, not in Chicago, not in Manhattan, wherever you're at, not in Switzerland. Wherever you are, there are resources out there that scout on Etsy. They're made specifically for searching items on Etsy. You type in your keywords, things that you would search for. So let's say that you're wanting to see how popular cow print tumblers are. That's so random, but you would go onto this website, you're gonna type in cow print tumblers, it's gonna give you how many sales it has, what the price of the item typically sells at, how many they sold that week, when the first listing was made, things like that. It's gonna give you the image so you can see examples of what the item actually looks like, as well as other ones that are similar to it that have similar tags. And we want to teach you all how to do that. And so you all have to be at the I feel like after every slide, you need to know, if you're wanting to sell online, you need to know how to see what's selling. And you can sell things that you love. If you just are passionate about skeletons, there's a skeleton pillow on the floor in front of me. If you're passionate about skulls and skeletons, you can research. Yeah, you can research all those creepy things and see which creepy things are selling the best. And that's what your whole shop can be based around. So we're not just throwing spaghetti at the wall. This is totally all going to be
research-based data.
Yes, it's all strategic. Everything is completely. Are we trying to post a link and it's not letting us? If you guys are trying to sign up for the webinar, click the pinned link. Yeah, the pinned comment at the very top has the link, and then it should also be in the description.
Yes.
So, I've got some questions that I need to know from you guys. Are you not making Etsy sales even though you have listings? I've personally seen people in the comments this week saying, I have 13 listings, I haven't made any sales. Why? We want to help you figure out your why. What's happening in your Etsy? We want to be there to help you figure that out. Have you never used Etsy before in your life? Are you brand new and you're like, I literally don't know? We had a friend here with us today say, I don't know how to use Etsy. I don't even know where to start. We can help you with that. Do you only want to make 1 or 2 items when you're creating? I know for me, this is something that I really love about doing print on demand and digital files. I think that I don't like to make 50 of the same thing. Like, Lauren, you've been doing that. You've been doing it all week, all last week. Lauren's been making 300 of everything. Yeah. And like, you're over it.
Honestly, if it goes, that's the thing with bulk orders. If it goes smooth, it's great. If it goes wrong, you want to shoot yourself in the foot.
Exactly.
The bags that I made, I wanted to actually shoot myself in the foot. Also, I'm going to say this with my
Lauren's been waiting to say this all week.
I've been waiting all week to say this. Cricut Smart Vinyl can go to the trash.
Yeah.
Actually, it can go to another place that's really hot, but I won't say it on the live stream.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Cricut Smart Vinyl did Lauren dirty this week.
We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. But I just used it because it was there and I didn't want to go buy anymore.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there.
That's neither here nor there.
That's neither here nor there. What I'm saying is bulk orders can be your best friend or your worst enemy.
I agree. And I think sometimes it's just like after so many, it's not as enjoyable.
It isn't.
You're just like, I'm sick of looking at the same design.
I gotta wrap 100 more cups and press 100 more cups.
Yes, and you're just over it.
Yeah.
That's why I think.
For sure.
And I think when you make 1 or 2 items, you're usually making something that you're just super inspired to make and you're like, oh, I'm so excited. And then if you're making a digital file and you just spend like hours on this one digital file and then you post it and it sells like 27 in a week, you're like, yes, like, and it feels so good because you're like, I just put in a couple hours and I did it once and it just keeps selling. It's like addicting almost.
Yeah.
But there are some other things that you need to consider. So if you are like, oh my gosh, well, I don't have a social media following, so I couldn't sell digitally. Nope. This is what we talked about with Etsy. Whenever
y'all don't know what our shop names are.
Yeah, y'all don't know. We don't tell you guys on purpose.
We specifically don't tell you.
Yeah.
I don't want you to know.
Denise just posted her first print on demand on Etsy.
Congratulations.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. That's so exciting. Okay, I love it. And then the last question that I wanted to ask you guys was, do you like to make money while you sleep? I do. I mean, yeah. If you said no, you're lying. If you said no, you're a liar.
Yeah.
Do you like to make money while you're on vacation? Do you like to make money when you're taking the kids to the park? I don't know. Doing literally anything. Who doesn't want to make passive income? And that's why I truly love it. Like, I have been set on fire to do this because I have been selling my crafts for so long, and I'm just like, man, it's tough out here.
It's tough out here in these streets.
It's tough out in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, I hope that you guys are picking up what we're putting down, and I hope that you're going to be at the masterclass on Sunday. If you cannot be there on Sunday, there are 2 other dates.
Yep.
The comment is pinned at the top of the live chat with the link to the masterclass, and it's also in the description.
Is it not letting you comment at all?
No, it's not letting us comment to you all. I don't know what. We got kicked out of our own YouTube channel, I guess.
They kicked us out.
It's like red. Like,
if there's one thing we've said this week that we want you to take away from all of this, come to masterclass on Sunday.
Did you guys get that?
Did you get that? I don't know. Have we said it enough?
Oh my gosh. So if you guys have any questions, you can leave them in the chat before we go. Otherwise, if you're watching the replay, you can email us hi@makersgonnalearn.com and we will get back to you promptly.
Yes. I don't know if it's just us or if like everybody's chat is not working.
Yeah, because no one's
we've
commenting.
Not had any chats at all, like except for Denise. So
no one can tell us either because no one can comment.
We don't know. We don't know. Let me see if I can comment. Hey. Nope, not letting me comment either.
Well, you guys blew up our chat box today.
Sorry, guys.
So that's all right. Listen, we're
I'm
gonna be
sorry if you had questions because we can't see them, nor can we respond.
If you have questions, though, you can email us, or you can post in the Facebook
Can
group.
people hit the heart? Hold on. Can I hit the heart? Oh yeah, I can hit the heart. Cool.
Okay, leave us a heart if
Heart
you're here.
us.
Heart us if you're coming to the master class. Oh my gosh, that's so look, little
I'm
hearts are
seeing the
coming.
little hearts. I'm seeing them. Yay! At least we know you're still here with us.
I feel like we're talking in Morse code, you guys. That's so cute. Okay, well,
I've seen all the hearts rolling in now.
I love it. Oh,
We love you guys.
hearts.
Hearts
love y'all.
for everybody. Once again, we will be back with you on Sunday.
Yes.
We will not see you until Sunday.
So be there, be square.
Square. Be there or be square, guys.
All right.
See you on Sunday.